Welcome to another episode of Game Time, presented this week by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of New Mexico. I'm JP Murrieta, and this week we are at St. Pius High School, home of the Sartans and their volleyball team, their #1 volleyball team, and head coach Jordan Russell. Thanks for joining us.
Nice to have you.
Let's dive right into the postseason because it's here.
Right.
The seeding and selection came out. St. Pius #1. What'd you think about your seed, and what'd you think about the bracket?
It's kind of what we expected. We've had a really good season. We've started out strong, 20-3. I mean, we can't ask for anything more than that. Only losses to 5A teams. And so, I felt the bracket was put together really well. It kind of matched where I was for the most part on my own bracket that I put together. We're, at this point, everybody's 0-0. So it's a good week to have a blue trophy in the rearview mirror, hopefully.
Well, you have a blue trophy in last year's rearview mirror. Coming to this state tournament as the defending state champ, does that put pressure on you? And how is this team different or similar than last year's group?
I don't think so. I mean, every game's just a game. You come out and it's 0-0 and you put your best foot forward, and then from there it's just giving it our best and playing our game. So this team is different. We've got a little bit tighter camaraderie as far as just who we are as a group. Some of my youngins that have been with me since freshman year are now juniors, so we're not so young anymore. So the experience is there, and that piece has just helped us move along.
Well, let's talk about this special group. Who are some of these individuals who are having outstanding years for you?
Obviously we have a District Player of the Year, Maya Perea from last year, our libero, a complete stud in the state of New Mexico. We've got Alyssa Bendinskis, who's leading our kills across the board, and Maya Baca that's leading the way in the middle. So we're really doing everybody's taking their position and doing their job. So that's what we're looking for.
How do you size up the competition in your classification this year heading into the postseason?
Yeah, we've got to see, Goddard and Artesia. We've seen obviously our district, played against even St. Mike's, that's 3A. But as far as just going against 4A, we haven't lost any 4As in the state of New Mexico, but that doesn't mean, like I said, at 0-0 this week, you just got to put your best foot forward, really play good, clean volleyball on our side, and just take care of business.
How do you prepare your team for the postseason? You've been doing this now, you've had for a while, you've had some success. How do you get them ready this time of year?
We stay the same. We're in the weight room, we're conditioning, we're doing all the little things that we would normally do in even day one. So they don't get much rest as far as just getting, we're going to save all of our effort for postseason. It's the same every day in here. So we're going to get after it pretty soon and then go from there.
At the beginning of the year, you took part in the Rio Rancho Volley Bash, which had competition from all around the state, a lot of the heavy hitters that we'll see at the state tournament. How did that prepare you kind of starting off the year and jumping right in?
That's really what we do when we schedule. We look for that type of competition. We want to play 5As that are at the highest level, 4As that are at the highest level, even 3. That way we can get to this point and feel comfortable in those types of situations. We played really well that weekend and ended up in the gold bracket, knocking Cleveland down, who we've played and have the most respect for, playing Los Lunas and La Cueva and Las Cruces, all the top 4 seeds of the 5A state tournament. So those are the types of games that I have my kids say, if we can play at this level, we can pretty much go with it.
And so what is the X factor? What has to happen for St. Pius to make another successful run and get to that final game again?
I think it's just playing good, clean volleyball on our side. We're not looking to do anything crazy out of the ordinary. We're just saying we've done this all year. This is just another game. We've got 4 matches in the next couple of days, and that's, what we're looking to do.
All right, well, good luck and congratulations on the year you've had so far.
Thank you.
Stick around, we'll be back with more Game Time after this. Are you living the life of an athlete? The New Mexico Activities Association brings you Life of an Athlete, a resource for students, educators, and parents to understand the challenges students face. Athletes, one night of drinking will negatively affect your athletic performance for 2 weeks, and athletes who drink or do drugs are twice as likely to get injured. Alcohol's effects can reduce a high school athlete's potential by as much as 20 to 30%. Are you living the life of an athlete? Log on to the website to find out today.
There are always a few things you need to take along in order to give your best. Things like heart, comfort, and care. And with Blue Cross and Blue Shield of New Mexico, you'll take heart, having a local partner as passionate in watching your community thrive as you are. You'll take comfort, assured the promise and peace of mind that comes with the Blue Cross card has been handed down through generations. But most of all, you'll take care, confident the support you trust will be forever in reach for all the journeys to come.
Hi, I'm Melissa Mendiskis. I'm from St. Pius, and welcome back to Game Time.
Welcome back to Game Time, presented this week by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of New Mexico. It's championship week for volleyball teams all around the state. We already took a look at the Class 4A bracket. Now let's break down the rest of the brackets for the Rudy's Real Texas Barbecue State Volleyball Championships. Let's start in Class 1A. Logan is the top seed. Melrose is the defending state champ. Melrose has played in every state final since 2014. Gateway Christian has reached the final in each of their last 4 state tournaments. They won it all in 2022. Melrose and Gateway Christian have met in the final each of the last 4 years.
We're kind of getting used to that rivalry lately, and you know, it's a really good environment when we play each other. Like a lot of class that goes between us, but a lot of that like competitive, like we want to go get it. It's a lot of fun and very, very competitive.
This is what your 2A bracket looks like. The top 4 teams get a first round bye. Texaco is the defending state champ. Their coach says the Wolverines are peaking at the right time.
We just talk about all year how it's not about what we look like in August and what we look like in September. We're looking to what it looks like in November. So we're constantly just trying to build up to what we want it to look like in November. So it's just taking that. We've been in volleyball for 4.5 months now. So it's just kind of constantly, steadily working towards where we want to be in November.
In Class 3A, St. Michael's is the 2-time defending state champ. They played in the final each of the last 3 years. They are your number 1 team heading into the bracket. Cobre earned a top 4 spot. Their coach says they're small but scrappy.
The things that they do on the court is not typical. You know, when your middles are 5'5", 5.5", and 5'4", it makes it pretty interesting. But this group was really hardworking. You know, they've been in the weight room since May. We had a tough summer program, and they're hungry. They're hungry to do better than this program has ever done in the past. And they really worked really hard on their skill development and their mindset.
In 5A, Las Cruces is unbeaten, the defending state champ, and they have Addison Massey, who is definitely one to watch. Roswell comes into the tournament with an impressive 22-1 record.
We're not well known, and I always tell them anytime we enter a gym, like, you make sure they remember you, and they always do that. And I want them to make sure that they step into the state tournament with confidence, and that they play hard, and that they give it their all, and they play their very best volleyball, because anybody is beatable at the state tournament, you know. So I'm excited for them, and I want them to make sure that they just give it their all, leave it all on the court.
The action takes place Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at the Rio Rancho Event Center, Cleveland High School, Rio Rancho High School, and Bernalillo High School. Good luck to all the teams competing. And speaking of competing, let's take a look at the football teams who advanced and are still playing at the Nusenda Credit Union State Football Championships. In Class 6A, Rio Rancho quarterback J.J. Ariano threw 3 touchdowns and ran for another 3 for a total of 6 scores against Sandia in their 48-17 win last week. The Rams advanced to face unbeaten Centennial in the quarterfinals. La Cueva, Volcano Vista, and Cleveland will all host games this week. In 5A, Highland beat Miyamura on the road for the right to travel to Roswell and take on the top-seeded Coyotes. Gadsden, Deming, and Artesia will host quarterfinal matchups. In 4A, Chaparral pulled off the upset, beating Portales 10-0 in the first round. Chaparral now moves on to face Bernalillo. Valencia advanced after pulling out a 35-34 win at home against Moriarty. Now Valencia will take on unbeaten number 1 Bloomfield this week. In 3A, Theroux went on the road and pulled off a 22-20 upset win against Hope Christian. Theroux will now take on top seed St. Michael's. Socorro gets New Mexico Military Institute. Robertson will square off with crosstown rival West Las Vegas. Dexter will host Hatch. In 2A, undefeated defending state champ Texaco will take on Navajo Prep. Tularosa is at home. Legacy Academy also gets a home game in just their first year of 11-man football, and Santa Rosa will host their quarterfinal matchup. In 8-man football, defending state champ Melrose is looking for another shot at the state final. Mesilla Valley will meet Fort Sumner House in the other semifinal. Your 6-man championship will be played this weekend between Logan and Grady. It's number 1 against number 2.
Hi, I'm Lola Gonzalez from St. Pius, and we'll be back to game time after this.
At Jiffy Lube, we car about cars. In fact, we're kind of obsessed. It's why we've been taking car business with quick quality service for over 40 years.
Are you saying car?
That's right, Claire. And with things like our Carful Vehicle Review, where our experts check, fill, inspect, and clean your vehicle, you'll know we'll car for your car like we car for our own. Some people think it's just an oil change. Who cars? We do. We car.
You mean care?
Exactly. Jiffy Lube. Car more.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail. Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials across the country because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Hi, I'm Maya Pereira from St. Pius, and welcome back to Game Time.
Welcome back to Game Time, presented this week by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of New Mexico. 6 state championships were handed out last week in soccer. Let's take a look at who lifted the blue. In boys Class A through 3A, New Mexico Military Institute met up with Santa Fe Prep for the championship. This one was tied at 1 at the break, and the Colts scored the go-ahead goal in the second half to win their second straight state title by a 2-1 final.
The first one, it was the first ever, so it was amazing. But now winning it back-to-back as senior captain and scoring the winning goal is just a dream.
JP, we've got 3 languages being spoken out there and has been since day one. And you know, we've got kids from Mexico, we've got kids from Brazil, and then we got the kids from the U.S. And so bringing them together and to be one team is always a trick. And you know, it works out, and we're having fun with it. And a great group of guys.
In girls A through 3A, Cottonwood Classical reached the final in their first year of soccer. They met up with powerhouse Sandia Prep. The Sun Devils got a pair of goals from senior Bridget Hurley. Sandia Prep dominated the second half on their way to a 4-0 championship win. That's 4 in a row for Sandia Prep.
It's really exciting. I'm glad that we've been able to do this every year, like I said before. And I'm just really happy that we've been able to do this consistently with this team.
The thing that I'm most proud of is the belief by every player, whether it be the seniors that have been with me since they were in 8th grade or these new 8th graders that give me so much hope for the program. It really is that. I get so excited for this being the last of the 4 for my seniors and the first of the who knows what to come for my 8th graders.
St. Pius and Albuquerque Academy went down to the wire in the boys 4A final. This one went to a shootout, and the Chargers finished with the blue trophy as Alex Jackson put in the winning PK. 6-5 advantage Academy in penalty kicks.
Unbelievable from front to back, top to bottom, from the beginning of kickoff all the way to the end. It was just a battle, and that's what we expected out of this match, and that's exactly what we got.
Hope Christian continues to dominate girls Class 4A. The Huskies won their 4th straight state title with a 1-0 win over Albuquerque Academy. Hope wraps up the season unbeaten. They now have a 37-game win streak dating back to last season.
7, if I'm correct, 7 of our starters in the second half every game, because Jamesy would take over, were 8th graders and freshmen. They're so grateful that we could get the win. No group is more deserving than these group of girls.
The boys 5A final matched top-seeded Centennial against number 2 La Cueva. This one went the distance and then some. In double overtime, Rafael Marceau put in the game winner to give the Hawks their first ever state title, 2-1 in double OT.
And it was just such a impulsive moment, and it was unreal. I just took my shot, man. I'm so happy. This is the first time my school has ever won state, but this year we got it, and it's just the most surreal feeling ever.
Girls Class 5A, it was La Cueva against Las Cruces, 1 versus 2, and the Bears controlled this one the whole way. La Cueva with a 3-0 win in the final to take their 17th state title for the program.
We've worked so hard this year to be able to get to this point, and not winning last year, but having the experience of being in this game last year, I think pushed this team over the edge.
That's 10 state titles for Amber Ashcraft. Congratulations to all the winners. You know, on Saturday, state championships were not only handed out in soccer, but in cross country as well. Let's take a look at the long distance winners. The 4A girls started the morning of racing at Albuquerque Academy. The Chargers ran well on their home course, taking the girls' 4A team title over rival Los Alamos. Individually, Academy's Addison Julian finished first.
It was definitely insane. That's all I'll say. It was honestly a group of wonderful, fast girls, and it was just so awesome to be able to compete and run with all those fast young women, and just so empowering. It was awesome.
Boys 4A Albuquerque Academy edged the Hilltoppers by 4 points to win the blue trophy. Judah Daffron from Taos took top individual honors with a time of 15:28.8.
We all got together in mile 2, and then I just decided to see how much I had left, and I just went as hard as I could for the last mile.
The girls' 3A team title went to Santa Fe Prep, who dominated the competition as a team. Individually, Sandia Prep's Kate Henderson hung on to cross the finish line first in a time of 18:15.6. The boys' 3A team trophy went to Navajo Prep, who had the top finisher in this race. Elijah England won the state title. 16:08.9 was his winning time.
It's beautiful. It's seeing your hard work all go into, frame or something, and it really paid off, and it's just beautiful when you see hard work pay off.
The girls' 5A field was dominated once again by El Dorado freshman Gianna Raymer, who won her second straight state title, also helping her El Dorado team finish first.
It was so much fun. I was so excited beforehand. I knew that we came in here with a chance to do amazing, and I'm just so incredibly proud of where we started as a team to where we are now. From where our standings were last year at state to where they are this year, I'm just so incredibly proud and lucky to have this team.
Rio Rancho absolutely dominated the boys' 5A field, winning the blue trophy by 40 points. Oregon Mountain's Corbin Coombs held off Charlie Voss to win the cross-country individual title.
For me, I prefer to have other people lead, so I kind of just held behind Jaron or Charlie or whoever is in front. And then once we got about half a mile, 0.4 to go, I kind of rode that downhill, hit the uphill, let loose on the downhills, and then just really tried to dig as deep as I could on the track.
Congratulations go out to the McCurdy girls for winning the Class A through 2A team title. Olivia Marquez from Oak Grove Classical Academy won her second straight state title individually.
I don't know, I just tried to go really fast at the beginning, and then it was hard to just keep it up in the middle, but I just tried to stay in the lead, and I knew that the girl from McCurdy was on my tail, so I was just trying to stay motivated to stay in first.
The last race of the day finished with Pecos racking up more points than any other boys A through 2A team, and they win the blue trophy. Laguna Acama's Tagoya Pedro took top individual honors. It was an emotional week for Laguna Acama after losing their team coach just before the postseason.
And so this is a really crazy race, man. I just tried to run my hardest. First mile, I was kind of floating off Joshua Marquez. I was just trying to stay with him. He's a good runner. Second mile is just when I kind of took off and tried to push through it. It hurt, but I was just trying to push through that those last 2 miles. Last part, last 300 coming on the track, I just tried to kick it as hard as I can. And, that's how the race played out for me.
Congratulations to all the state champions crowned last week, and good luck to those competing this week. That's going to do it for another episode of Game Time, presented this week by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of New Mexico. Thanks for tuning in this week. Make sure you tune in next week, because we're going to have even more highlights and more people to talk to, because the place to find the most high school highlights, it's right here. We'll see you next time on Game Time.